Tanghali po, oras na para sa may init na balita. Sa kasalukuyan pong nagsasagawa ng media conference, ang Malacanang para iulat naman ang pinakabagong sitwasyon sa Mindanao na nasa ilalim pa rin po ng martial law dulot ng panggugulo ng Maute Group. Panoorin po natin ito.
By some of our fighting forces, they estimate that they are reaching about 90% completely cleared and a little bit more than 10% more to go. However, that 10% is most likely going to be the area that will be heavily guarded and defended by any of these armed men if they are protecting any individual of high value.
Would you be able to disclose, okay lang kung hindi sir, but would you be able to disclose that 10% na area?
Unfortunately, even if some of our media friends are revealing specific areas where this battle is going on, I, on my part, I'm not at liberty to discuss this particular pockets of resistance within Marawi.
Just one last point, sir. Regarding the basis for martial law, I think si SND in an executive session told the senators that our AFP would have been able to contain Maute without martial law. So, any comments on that, sir?
There was a clarificatory statement that was issued by the Department of National Defense earlier today regarding that. And if you will allow, may I read that clarificatory statement? Because you see, matters discussed in executive session are not supposed to be revealed in public, and I was surprised that this came out. But thank you, sir. So this is the message that came out from the Office of the Secretary of National Defense. And it states, clarificatory statement of the Secretary of National Defense. Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana clarifies that during an executive session in the Senate on 29 May 2017, what he said was that the government security forces can contain the situation in Marawi even without martial law. However, he emphasized that martial law is imperative to once and for all address security concerns in the entire Mindanao immediately and decisively. The situation currently being dealt with by the state security forces goes beyond Marawi City. President Duterte's imposition of martial law aims to put an end to the long-running rebellion in various provinces in the south, as evidenced by the incidents that have happened in Zamboanga, Davao, Bohol, Lanao, Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, and Maguindanao. As the President has repeatedly said, kung magde-declare ako ng martial law, tatapusin ko ng lahat ito, referring to the threats posed by ISIS-linked local and foreign terrorist groups whose network covers the entire Mindanao. So, end of statement. I think that more than clarifies the statement that was said by the Senate.
So did the senator, sir, put words into his mouth?
I cannot say. You'll have to ask them.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. Tuesday New, DCBB.
Hi, sir. To General Padilla, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, can you confirm yung sinasabi po na mayroon na raw pong isang kaanak or kapatid o kung ano man yung relationship sa Maute nung isang Omar Maute na na-intercept daw o nahuli sa airport just this morning? Hawak na raw po ng intelligence officers po natin.
Yan pong balitang yan na pumasok po ating gabi kagabi at saka a little bit earlier na itanong po sa atin ito. And we have clarified with all the agencies, particularly airport authorities, and this is untrue, negative. Ang tunay na lumabas dito ay meron pong isa tayong nagngangalang Bandrang, Abdullah Nasser Bandrang, na inimbita lang po para tanungin. At ito'y nangyari sa Terminal 3. At ang pagkatapos ng imbitasyon na yan, at pag-usisa po sa kanyang pinanggalingan, paroroonan at ng kanyang tinitirhan, pinakawala na rin po siya.
So, pwede pa nating sabihin, sir, na safe ang Metro Manila from any members of the Maute terror group?
Ang masasabi po natin is ginagawa po ng lahat ng ating otoridad ang kanilang tungkulin upang pangalagaan ang seguridad ng ating airports at ng ating syudad.
Last part, sir, last from my part. Yung sa appeal po ni Father Chito, mayroon na po ba tayong na-identify na whereabouts nila at yung veracity ng kanyang sinasabi kung mayroon daw 200 pa siyang mga kasama na hawak sila daw po ng maute?
Tulad na nabanggit ko Tuesday, ito ay may laro ng propaganda sa hanay ng kalaban at hindi nga natin batid kung tama yung sinabing mga figura. Isa pa, ayaw natin pasukan muna ito. Bagamat nasabi ko yan, mayroon pong mga ginagawang hakbang sa lugar na para po matiyak ang kanilang safety at kung maaari ay may release sila ng maayos. So I'll leave it at that for the moment and that guarantee. And I also refer to you to the comments of some of our bishops who you asked for comments, and they mentioned that it is apparent that the Reverend is speaking in duress. So, pressured siya. So, that is indicative of many things.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ted Tuvera to be followed by AC Nichols.
Good morning, General. Sir, binanggit niyo po kanina yung sa statement nga ng DND na ang pag-declare ni Presidente ng martial law ay to end all the problems in Mindanao. Sir, assuming na matatalo natin yung Maute in a few days, would the AFP recommend extending or cut yung martial law po, sir?
Ito po ang ginagawa natin ngayon ay nakatuon ng pansin sa Marawi dahil nandyan pumutok yung gulo na to. Pero hindi pa po natin na-address yung iba pang pong lugar na kung saan maaaring merong supporting structure, sympathizers, and the like. So yung panahon po na ibinigay sa atin ay gagamitin po natin upang ma-address itong mga ibang bagay na ito. So hindi po natin papangunahan dahil itong hinaharap nating problema ngayon ay localized kasi ito yung pinakamalaki at pinaka-immediate na nangangailangan ng ating atensyon. But there are also efforts in other areas to address potential and possible threats that may be coming out in the offing.
Okay, AC?
This is for spokes. Sir, just to clarify yung statement po about the peace corridors, it was agreed upon during the meeting, sir, on Monday between... Yes. Okay, sir, may iba pa po bang napag-usapan yung MILF and President Duterte that you can share with us?
Basically, yun lang po ma-share ko dahil that's the only thing that was shared with us from OPAP.
Okay, Laila Salaveria?
Spokesperson Padilla. Sir, there have been reports of foreigners fighting along with Maute members. Aside from Asians, are there other foreigners joining them? What are the nationalities of the foreigners fighting alongside?
As to the exact nationalities of foreign fighters allegedly in the area, we cannot say yet because we have not yet adequately proven even the existence of any of them in this particular fighting. What we have been saying is that we were able to come across some information still for confirmation that indicate that some of those who died who have been named seem to be foreigners. But we don't have proof yet. But with the amount of material that has been coming out and being recovered in the areas of conflict, there could be in this collection of documents and other materials, proof that would indicate the existence of these foreign fighters. So let's wait for our intelligence people and our analysts to look into this collection of documents and materials, and perhaps they may be able to take or extract something from those. But for the previous operations that we have conducted in the area of Mindanao, there were identified 8 foreigners who have been helping all these armed groups, these terrorist groups. In fact, that may have been increased to 12 in number. And out of the 12, or out of the 8 earlier identified, madami na dun sa kanila na neutralized in successful operations. One of them is Sanusi, the religious figure who helped create Maute, who died in one of the operations. Another one is the Singaporean Mawia, and others, no? So out of the 8, perhaps there were around 5 or 6 who have been neutralized already. So there may be replacements for all these people who have been lost. And in earlier operations, as I mentioned, there is proof, recovery of passports, materials, pictures, and the like. But for this particular incident in Marawi, we hope to find out more as soon as we go through these documents that have been recovered. So let's wait for it.
Did you get any indication of the participation of non-Asian foreigners in the...
Of the 42 bodies that have been recovered in the area, it is so hard to make any distinction. Kasi magkakumukha naman eh. Ang Asians, they kind of have the same profile. So unless we do a DNA or do an exact forensics on the recovered bodies, that may be the only time when we can be very sure. So for now, we cannot, and based on what we have.
What I meant, sir, none of other races, clearly Caucasian.
Wala. So far, I understand that from the bodies that have been recovered, the profile kind of suits one origin.
Sir, another topic, sir. Where are we now in the search for Hapilo?
We believe he's still there, and we believe that is why they're putting up a very stiff resistance in the areas that they're still being held up and being cleared. So let's wait for developments as to this issue.
They are being Marawi, sir.
Din Marawi, yes.
Pia Rañada to be followed by Celerina Del Mundo Monte.
Sir, I just want to clarify what you mentioned earlier that the military aims to maximize the 60 days martial law. So, sir, can we expect that at the very least, the shortest time martial law will be implemented is 60 days? It won't be shortened. There's no chance of that.
Yes, I cannot speak yet with finality because right now in Congress is a session ongoing to assess and approve the declaration. But at the Senate level, we were very clear and we were very thankful of the support we got from our senators who clearly understand the breadth and width of the security problem that we're facing, and in fact have been encouraging us. And for Congress, let's wait and see for today, whatever their decision is. But given the opportunity, we will really use that time to help bring back Mindanao to normalcy, and at the same time ensure that any of these security threats will be reduced to nothing or the least capability to do any harm.
Okay, Celerina.
Sir, good morning. Sir, General Padilla. So, follow up po doon kay Pia. So, it doesn't mean that once maklear na yung Marawi, it doesn't mean na ililift na yung martial law. It will continue.
Maliwanag ko po yatang naipalawanag kanina na ito pong pinagtutuunan natin ng pansin ngayon ay Marawi kasi ito po yung pinaka-immediate problem. Pero hindi naman na nangangulugan na pagkatapos ng Marawi, hindi natin pagtutuunan ng pansin yung ibang lugar. Kailangan natin pagtuunan ng pansin yan kasi itong mga nasa Marawi ay karamihan hindi tiga Marawi. Ang ating mga kababayan sa Marawi ay peace-loving, very industrious, business-like ang kanilang buhay. Kaya nga mamakaawa sila na kumaari walang aerial bombardment kasi yung pinaghirapan nila sa kanilang pangangalakal na pinundar nila ng mga bahay nawawala sa kanilang tingin ngayon. Kaya yung mga dayuhang ito ay galing sa ibang lugar. At yung mga ibang lugar na yon, kailangan bigyan din natin ng atensyon.
Sir, during the meeting yesterday by Secretary Cayetano with the members of the diplomatic corps, one of the concerns raised was the security of the foreign nationals in Mindanao. Do you have any estimate as to how many foreigners are there in Mindanao, and if ever, are you going to recommend that they leave the place?
Unfortunately, I don't have the statistics on expats who are in Mindanao, and we will not recommend their pull-out. In fact, we will recommend that they continue with their business, and we will guarantee them protection. The only thing that we can request of all these expats is to let us know their whereabouts so that suspicion is taken out of the picture. So if we know what they're doing as legitimate and there's no reason to suspect, then they can go about their business freely.
So meaning, sir, they have to report to the military or to the police in the area why they are there?
I think it's just an accounting, just to know where they are so that we can facilitate the provision of security and at the same time keep tab of their possible whereabouts. So in case of any incident, we can react accordingly.
Sir, yung priest, do you think he's still in Marawi? Yung based do sa initial assessment
Hindi ko po
sa video.
masasabi. Tulad ng binanggit ko kanina, the material is submitted for examination and for assessment. So after the forensics on those material, then and I get this report, then probably we can see.
Okay, thank you. Follow up muna, AC.
Sir, just as a follow-up on what you said na nasa Marawi yung immediate problem, but of course you have to look into other areas as well. Are you talking about members pa rin itong particular group responsible for what's happening in Marawi right now, or are you saying all other possible terror groups operating in Mindanao?
It's the whole and complete picture of the security situation in Mindanao. Remember, there are BIFF elements operating in Maguindanao, Cotabato area. There have been elements of a certain group called AKP in General Santos area that have been discovered and neutralized before. There are still the existence of kidnap for ransom group ASG in Basilan, Polo, Tawi-Tawi, and the like. So by and large, they're still in the areas and we haven't addressed them completely. So they need to be looked into and addressed completely before we can definitely say that we have addressed all the security problems in Mindanao.
As a follow-up, sir, these groups have been around for a while, so is it safe to assume that martial law will not, and Mindanao will not be lifted anytime soon nga kasi it's gonna take a while to
the
go
decision to keep martial law remains to be in the hands of political leaders. It's not with us. We only make recommendations. If in the event that in 60 days we still need the suspension of the writ or the privilege of the writ, then we can recommend it because we need to address and look after the security situation in other parts. Remember that the declaration of the President is very much different from the declaration of long ago. Right now, martial law is implemented not in the fashion of 1972, but in accordance with the spirit of 1987 Constitution, which is ineffectively malaki ang kaibahan. The courts are still working, and we are still obliged to submit to the court people we arrest. The only difference, in as far as we are concerned, is that we are given a longer period of time to make the arrests and submit them to court. In ordinary times, I think it's only 1.5 day, 36 hours. Pag naaresto ang isang individual, bago mo siya maaresto, kinakailangan pumila ka pa para kumuha ng isang arrest warrant o warrant to search. Ngayon, pag meron tayong martial law, sinuspindi po yung privilege. At hindi na namin kailangan pumila para kung merong mga masasamang loob na dapat arestuhin, maaresto kagad. At pag naaresto sila, we are given about 3 days to process them and have them charged in court, which is in contrast, double the time under ordinary period. So it provides a degree of flexibility and a degree of latitude for our security forces to really enforce the law and make arrests in as far as all these individuals are concerned.
Sorry, sir, last. So just to clarify, you will go after these groups, yung itong BIFF and others.
At nagpapatuloy pa rin po ang press briefing sa Malacanang, ukol pa rin po sa tinatawag na Mindanao Hour o yung pagbibigay ng iba pang mga detalye sa pinakahuling kaganapan na nangyayari sa Marawi at sa iba pang panig ng Mindanao. At kanina ay binasa nga po ni AFP spokesman Brigadier General Restituto Padilla ang clarificatory statement ng AFP sa Senado kung saan nabanggit nito na kaya nila na makontain ang gulo doon kahit na walang martial law. Pero iginiit na napaka-importante pa rin ng martial law para sa pagpapabilis ng kanilang operasyon at pagpapabilis din na matapos ang gulo. Dahil hindi lamang daw ang particular na gulo na ginawa ng Maute Group ang kanilang tinututukan, kundi ang direktiba rin ng Pangulo na kapag siya ay nagdeklara na ng martial law ay tatapusin niya na lahat ng rebelyon na napakatagal nang nangyayari dyan sa Mindanao sa iba't ibang grupo. At balak daw ng militar na i-maximize ang 60-day martial law na ipinapatupad ngayon sa Mindanao.